Rise and shine, and welcome to Mashame Moments TV. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. How are you doing? How are you coping with this COVID-19 thing? Yeah. So today I was thinking about happiness and what is the meaning of happiness and how can one be truly happy. And then I was reflecting upon my own life, so I discovered that there are times in my life when I have felt very happy. There are times when I was depressed. There was a time that I felt discouraged, and there are times that I was just there, not knowing what next. And then I realized the days that I was happy, I started to find out what was I doing differently that made me happy. Okay, so that is what I want to share with you today. I have discovered that my friends know that I like reading a lot, and recently I read a book by Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. And when the book is starting, the writer is telling us how this book the idea of writing this book came from when it was inspired by his own life, that at some point in his life he was devastated. He was actually homeless and very discouraged, but at some point things started changing, but way later. But of course there was so much that he learned in the process. Okay. And then I also read this book recently by Mark, by Mark, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And when the book is starting, it is giving an example of this man called Buko. I like calling him Buko, and how he just decided to live his life in any kind of way. And finally, when he just accepted things as they were, and finally things started opening for him. Then I stopped by to just reflect in my own life, and just find out what really drives my life and what really makes me happy. So I have discovered that there are people with a lot of money who are very unhappy. There are people who uh, have thriving careers but are unhappy, and there are people with kids but unhappy. There are people with partners, and sometimes they're miserable. So really, what makes someone happy? So buckle up your seatbelt and let us find this out. Most of you now know that anytime I bring this content up, I like giving a biblical perspective, and today in this case it won't be different. I remember there's this verse in the book of Psalms that say the Bible says, I will keep him in perfect peace whose eyes are stayed on me. So I have realized, I've realized that even in my own life, the time when I feel more happy is when I am connected to God, when I have this personal relationship with God, in terms of praying, reading the word, and meditating upon the word of God. Those days I have felt more happier because, you know, the Bible answers most of life's questions. When you're worried, you're told to just trust upon the Lord. And I mean, even if let us say you decide to worry, which benefit does it give you to worry? So the Bible kind of reminds you that, man, don't worry today. Today's problem, tomorrow will take care of itself. Not to mean that you should be reckless and stuff, but no, just rest in the Lord. And today I've read the book of Jeremiah. I've read in the book of Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9, where it says that a blessed is a man whose trust is in the Lord. He will be fruitful in season and out of season, and his leaves will forever be green. The tree's leaves are forever green because the Lord is supplying it with water. You understand? So when you trust in the Lord, you're likened to that tree that is beside the river. Yeah, constant supply of all the nutrients that are needed, just like that. So I've realized that one way that can make someone really be happy is when they are in deep relationship with their maker. And secondly, when you have meaningful connections, like your family, you genuinely love your family. You're not, even when you're working hard, you're not working hard to outsmart someone or to prove to prove any point. You genuinely love your family. And I'm not saying that there are families that I'm not saying that most families are just are easy to live with, or most of our siblings or some of these family members are easy to live with. But no, it's you who choose how to react to what is thrown your way. So when you have meaningful connections with your family, your parents, your, like, you just make a conscious decision to just you make a conscious decision to just live in harmony with them and pursue peace. And I'll take you back to the Bible. The Bible says that pursue peace with all men, as if it all depends on you. So really, as if it all depends on you, pursue peace with your family members and just genuinely be there for them. Call them even during this period. Just find out how they are doing, what you can send, what you can't. But yeah, most importantly, you. I mean, as if it all depends on you. And thirdly, if you have like good friendships, and good friendships don't just come by. You can't, even if you've known someone for 10 years, you can't say, me and so and so, me and so and so are friends, we've been friends for 10 years. What have you been doing in that friendship? Have you been there for them when they need an ear to, when they need someone, they need a buffer? Have you been there for them? Invest in your relationships. Give. The Bible says, give and it shall be given unto you. So really, you have to cultivate your friendships and your relationships if something meaningful is to come out of it. So today I was thinking about connection, having a real relationship with your maker. It having a relationship with your maker. And secondly, having meaningful connections, with your family. And thirdly, even with your friends. And of course, lastly, you must have a good relationship with yourself. Forgive yourself. Be your best friend. Do things that make you happy. And you have to find out what that, if it's exercising, if it's journaling, if it's, just find things that really keep you, make you happy. And I have suggested the word friends, and basically living in the now, knowing that tomorrow will be greater. Arise and shine. Please, if you have not subscribed, remember to subscribe. Cheers.